outreach that the FSM FSM Consul General's office is doing to reach out to FSM and FAS citizens. Good morning, Johnny.
Hey, good morning, Sabrina and Chris. Thank you for having me. Per your query, our office is pretty much, in the loop of governor's executive order, trying to, relay the message out to our citizens on Guam. And I'm sure many of our citizens are aware of the seriousness of this COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
So, the word is out there within our community. So, and then also we're trying to relay the message out to our association Facebook page, and also with the association through the social networking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's your Facebook page?
It's FSM Association of Guam.
Okay. And I wanted to ask about what's happening in the FSM, and if you could share with us the latest and some of the directives from President Penuelo.
Okay, so there are still flights going to FSM. It's just that there are no passengers going to all the islands. They just currently did their restrictions. So Yap was the last one that not allowing passengers to go, but all the FSM states, they're all not, having flights go there right now. So because of the number of not enough facilities for the quarantine, the state of Pohnpei, we're expecting that maybe on April 6th or 5th, we'll know exactly if we're able to, have some people go, passengers. We're working with the task force in the state, particularly in Pohnpei, through our FSM task force. So coordination through United Airlines from the state of Pohnpei and also to Guam.
So if you could clarify, is there a travel ban in effect, or you're not allowed to leave and you're not allowed to enter? Unless it's essential.
Yes, actually, there's actually right now no one is able to travel to the FSM.
Mm-hmm. What about traveling out of the FSM? That's also
yes. Coming out of the FSM, coming to Guam, it's still okay. But I think it really depends on how the case for Guam is going. I'm really not sure. We're trying to find out if those coming to Guam, bound to Hawaii and the other states, if they also need to, to stay for the 14 days.
If they don't have a medical clearance, right? From that's
correct,
what's going on.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
The understanding, coming through Guam from Philippines and other places, you have to have some sort of a medical clearance in order to, be a home quarantine or to continue traveling.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What are some of the concerns you're hearing from the local FSM community?
Right now, I think the most concerning thing is many of our citizens are being laid off work. Many of them are not making the hours that, the regular hours. So we're trying to, find out on how we can assist, mitigate these real challenges, those that are working in the private businesses.
Johnny, how many layoffs have we seen in the FAS?
On Guam during this time,
Yeah, on Guam, also in the FSM.
well, the FSM, I don't think the FSM, there's a really direct problem to the issue now because, I would assume business is still going as usual because we don't have the virus yet. But I think on Guam, I'm really not too sure, Chris. We don't have that information right now as to how many people are being laid off.
But Johnny, you're definitely hearing it because I think we have a lot of people connected with the FAS, the FSM that work on in the service industries, at the hotels, food and beverage. You go to lunch on Guam on a normal day. There's a chance someone with ties from the FSM cooked your meal.
Yeah, that's very true, Chris. And I think that's the truth to the matter that many of our citizens are working in that industry. And if you go down to Tumon, I mean, I think everyone is aware that it's pretty much like a ghost town down there. And many of these places that they work at. And, that's really a challenge that we see now. And, this is just the beginning. I mean, we just hope that, things will be better. I mean, we're trying our best to see and also find out if, I don't want to really say, but if this stimulus package would also include many of our FAS citizens that, pretty much affected by this thing.
Right. Well, we just heard from former Congressman Robert Underwood that FAS was included. So that's some good news.
Wow,
Definitely. Yeah.
Man, I'm really glad to hear that because I think that's the kind of conversations that we're going to be looking at from now on how to help out, especially with, many of our citizens. This is like, the place that they work in, I mean, in that sector.
Have you heard whether or not, because they do work in, you were mentioning a lot, work in the tourism sector, have any of them tested positive or anything like that here on Guam?
No, actually, no, but, the message is clear. We're also trying to encourage our citizens, either they're, not doing, gatherings, but, really to encourage them to go out there, and if they're feeling sick, that there's help, encourage them to, to go test, at the site.
Mm-hmm. So is this pretty much how people can get a hold of the FSM Consul General through Facebook, or is there a phone number for people who are listening?
Yeah, thank you, Sabrina. Our number, our office, we're still operating. It's just that through phone calls right now, and unless if it's really emergency, then we'll come in to assist. But, they can, anybody, especially our citizens, they can call into our office. It's 646-9154, and it will actually, the calls will eventually transmit out to our cell phones, and then we'll try to assist.
Wow, Johnny, what kind of calls are you getting there through the consulate?
Right now, the regular calls are traveling to the FSM. Those that are, still here for that 14 days, and also trying to, not trying to, but, with not able to travel out to the FSM, and that they're still stuck here. We have some patients that were on medical referrals to PI and then back, and also still on Guam. So these are the regular calls that we're getting, just to get an update on when they can go back home.
Wow, are you hearing at all that people are? I'm pretty sure they are having some financial difficulties having to stay on Guam longer than they thought they were going to have to stay.
Yeah, that's that's very true. But most of the medical referrals on Guam from the FSM, they get some assistance from the government as to where they're staying. It's just those that are traveling bound back to the FSM from the other states. If they're not on that or the medical listing, then pretty much they're on their own. So that's one of the challenges that we see here, and most often the regular calls that we receive from our citizens. But they're right now, many of them are staying with relatives on Guam.
Right. Johnny, what can you tell us about Manetlu and where we know that there were some meals going out from Kadu Guam. Has that been something that has benefited members of the FSM community?
Chris, yes, I know that is going on, but I am not really sure. I haven't been able to reach out to our big sisters and big brothers on that initiative, but I'm pretty sure. I think if that's part of the meal that is being given out, or for the school supplemental food program that they're doing now, then I'm pretty much sure that our citizens are being able to get into those things.
Johnny, we thank you so much for your time, and you make sure you call if there's anything you need us to get out to the people or the listeners, the viewers.
Chris, thank you so much for having me. If there's anything, we will let you know. So you can let our people know. Thanks so much for having me.
Thanks, you, Johnny.
Okay, you be safe.
You too.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Goodbye. You okay over there, Sabrina?
Oh gosh, I had my marker.
We had a
all
marker,
over my hands.
a marker malfunction.
But that was Johnny Silvanus. He's a foreign